yes or no questions. I want you to learn or you remind how are you going to do it. Direct speech. This is the question. Lucy asked, do you have a mobile phone? And how are you going to report these questions? Reported speech. This is the way to do it. Lucy asked if I had a mobile phone. Remember, my dear students, as I told you, there are some changes. For example, subject changes. Lucy asked if I had a mobile phone. As you can see, the question is in present simple. So remember to change the tense. If it is in present simple, you are going to change in past simple. I had a mobile phone. Let's see the following example. Peter, do you speak English? As you can see, this question is in past simple. And remember, past simple, past perfect. Peter asked me if I had spoken English. Remember, you have yes or no question. You don't have to write auxiliary. Okay? Very good. Peter, did you speak English? Peter asked me if I had spoken English. This is the best way to do it. Remember, my dear students, you don't have to use auxiliary, okay, when you have to report it, these kind of questions.
Eventually.
Hi, so you notice how easy was the first part? Well, the second part is not that much of a different, okay? Let's take a look at the second type of report speed question, okay? The first one was yes and no questions. This one is WH question. Remember, the WH words are the words that we use to get information about things, all right? Like what, where, when, and so on. Let's take a look at this. Direct speech. Lucy, what time did you arrive? This is something you need to be very careful about. When you have auxiliary from this verb tense like past simple or present simple, that tense is not going to change. That auxiliary is not going to appear in the report. Because remember, you're not answering any question. You are creating sentences when you're reporting, okay? And that's why the word order is going to be subject plus verb. Okay? So the proper way to report a question with WH must be like this. Lucy asked me what time I had arrived. It's the same situation. I mean, you need to roll back one of the verbs because this is the proper way to do it. Okay? If it is past simple, it will change into past perfect. Another fact is as follows. In the yes and no question, you can notice that all the sentences were reported by using if. But in here, all the sentences are going to be reported according to the WH word that is being used at that precise moment. For example, in this opportunity, we have what, okay? So that means that it's going to be the same WH word that is going to be used. So that's why we need to be really careful at the time we're checking what WH question we are working with, okay? So another thing to take into account is that, as I said before, the auxiliary did or do or does are not going to be involved in the report part, okay? Because there are simple tenses. But whenever we have auxiliaries or modal verbs like can or should or will, okay? These kind of modal verbs are going to be present, but they have to roll back, as I said before, one tense. Let's take a look at this. Annie, what can we do tomorrow? Okay, this is a question. Remember, you're not answering a question. You are reporting a question by creating a sentence, and remember the word order is going to be subject plus verb. Okay, let's take a look at the report. Anna asked me what we could do the following day. Expressions of time, they need to be taken into account. And remember, the best part of this is that you need to know who is involved in the report. In this case, I write we because that's a question that Annie just asked me. What did we learn so far? Well, you're not going to answer the questions. You're going to report what someone else has said, okay? In this situation, what someone else has asked, okay? Let's take a look at this last example so you can continue with your enhancing of the competence and your skills in the English language. Rose, where are you going to the beach? As I said before, that's a question right there. No need to answer. We're reporting. How are we supposed to do this? Rose asked me where. Remember, we need to use the same WH word, okay? Rose asked me where because the report was mentioned by Rose, but I'm the one who's doing the report, and that's why I'm included in there. Rose asked me where I was going to the beach, okay? So you need to roll back one tense because this is in present. I'm going to change it into past, okay? So please try to review as many times as you like because this is something that we're going to be working with. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.